What's poppin', Jimbos? So, I don't know. It's been like a month and a half now because it came out on October 12th, and so everybody who owns the game and or has like watched YouTube videos and stuff knows everything about Black Ops 4. So there's really no explaining to do. But for those who haven't seen it or don't own it, then right now I'm just going to do a live broadcast of the game. So, obviously this is the here. This one is to basically let you know about all the characters that are in the game, in multiplayer at least. Get to know them, watch their videos, learn how to play as them and whatnot. So every character is unique, and they all have their own stories and what you need to do and whatnot. I haven't played this one because, one, I'm not really interested in the specialist headquarters, and two, I don't really know multiplayer. I mean, I don't really play multiplayer, so it wouldn't really matter to me anyway. Under Specialist HQ, we have the theater mode. This one records all the games you play. Whether they're good games, bad games, basically any game, and you can come here and watch them. I only have like a few multiplayer games because, like I said, I don't really play it. Blackout, I play it a little bit more, but it's not so much. Zombies, this is where I spend most of my time playing each map. Mostly I play like Classified, Blood of the Dead, 9, not so much Voyage, only to do the Easter egg with some friends of mine, and even then, not every run goes the way it should, or it goes so well and then some BS happens, and then you click over here to all to view your most recent game to the last one it recorded, which was Voyage of Despair. It can hold up to 100 films, it looks like. And that's it for theater. Right under theater, we have local. So if you don't want to play online with anybody, you can just switch to local. When you're playing local, though, obviously you can't play multiplayer. Well, you can play multiplayer, just custom games. You can't play Blackout because that's really an online game. So, and you can play zombies, but only in custom mutations. So you limit your stuff and whatnot. Like, you can play normally and then anything else. So back to going online. So multiplayer, this one's actually kind of different than most Black Ops or any Call of Duty, really. Actually, no, it's not. It still has all of them. It's just we got featured, then we have core. I'm guessing these are all the games that normal, like what you'd see in every Call of Duty. And then we have hardcore. These are the people who like hardcore, like want real life gameplay where it's like one shot death and stuff like that. So, you know, multiplayer doesn't really change. It's just the characters they introduce, their specialist things, what kind of weapons you can use, and score streaks. So none of that is new. And you can enter custom games where you add bots, choose which map you want to play, what mode you want to play. So if you want to level up your character, unlock some things in the black market, or pay money to get skins and tags and gestures and whatnot, and you can do that. Every time you play a game, your tier goes up just a little bit, and if you get enough, you unlock a new tier. So yeah, nothing's changed there. Blackout is the newest feature that Call of Duty. What this is just like the basic battle royale. If you ever heard of PUBG or H1Z1 or the one that I freaking despise, Fortnite, it's just like that. You choose your own character. You can motto them to look. You have this default character, the custom character that you can change the appearance of, the gender. You can have them do specific gestures, and you can make them tag. and whatnot. And you also can unlock other characters like some of the main story characters like Reznov, Woods, Menendez from previous Black Ops games or World at War. And we have new introduced characters that you can unlock at certain levels. Then you have the zombie characters over here that can be unlocked in certain character missions. I just unlocked Takio today, ironically. His challenge was really easy. So you can unlock Dempsey, Nikolai, the whole Premise crew, and the new Chaos Story crew, Bruno, Diego, Scarlet, and Shaw. And you can also unlock the multiplayer characters. So if you ever have a favorite character that you want to play as in online battle royale mode, there you go. But in order to unlock them, you have to find a specific item, kill a certain number of enemies, or kill an enemy in a certain way with like equipment, or by a headshot, whatever it is. Or you don't do that, where you don't kill them with equipment. That's how you unlock Takio, but never mind that. So that's Blackout, obviously. Before we go to zombies, I'll go over here to the black market. This is obviously where we got the blackjack shop, where for a certain amount of days you can spend COD points for skins and or jesters and tags. For those hardcore specialists who loves who love their Call of Duties, and every time it's a new one you gotta get like everything. That's not for me. I just unlock whenever I just have money and I find something really interesting that I want, then I'll get it. But I never really get any for multiplayer because, like I said before, I don't play it, so F that. And underneath it we have the store, where they will show bundles, DLC maps, and the Black Ops Pass and stuff with the COD points. And as you can see there, 200 COD points is $2, 5 is $5, 1,100 is $10, 2,000 and so forth. I don't want to go through all of it because you already know. If you've played Call of Duty before, you know how COD points work. And last but not least, we have the zombies. And this is where I spend most of my time on my YouTube, not YouTube, but most of my time on Black Ops, because I love zombies, I love killing them, and the storyline behind it is very interesting. I've always loved knowing about the storyline, the characters, seeing what Easter egg quest there is to do, also finding stuff out. It's just a good time for me. If you press triangle, you get your social. This is your friends list, people who do play, people who don't play. Mostly everybody on my friends list has zombies, so yay for that. You got the menu here. This is to keep track of your calling cards and whatnot. So you got challenges, we got calling cards. So over here is emblem editor. You can create your own emblem however you want it. We got the paint shop, where you put your own flair to it. So if you ever just want to come in here, waste time, just make a thing for it. Anyway, in clan tag, you can put anything as long as it's 4 characters. You can put, I don't know, let's say Tay, because I know one of my friends is going to be watching this, and Amy, because I know she watches this as well. So You can put anything in there. For right now, I'm just gonna put CMI, which stands for Clout Master Incorporated. It's a group a group of friends and I who play zombies together, and for some reason our catchphrase was Clout, so we just put Clout Masters Incorporated. Over here, you can equip a calling card. There are some default ones, obviously, that you can just put on. And then there are ones you can unlock in multiplayer, in zombies, in blackout, and then there's masters over here, which is if you complete all the calling cards in like a specific category, you unlock the master calling card. And I got complete all zombie strategist challenges. And then we have the black market calling cards. These are the ones you can buy or unlock in the black market, and the other ones here too, so yay for that. And emblems over here, you can equip your own emblem, obviously. So if you want something the default, you can. There's sticker setups for it, and you can also make your own one. The reason I have Steve is because I have a little teddy bear that looks mostly like him. I wish I could show you, but I don't have a face cam, so rip that. So I have a stuffed blue teddy bear just like him, and I've had him since, I don't know, I was about 5, and I've loved that little teddy bear ever since I've had him, obviously. But another funny thing is, back in high school, I got the nickname Steve. It was from the character Steve Urkel from Family Matters. You might have to look that up if you don't know it. It's an old TV show. I used to watch it all the time. It was great. He was a pretty smart guy and always created these crazy inventions and whatnot. And the people at my school said I look like him, and I'm just like, okay. So they started calling me Steve. And the funny thing is, as time went on throughout my high school, when people called me Steve, some people actually thought my real name was Steve. And then when I like showed them the yearbook, they were like, "What the freak? Your name is Zach?" And it's like, yeah, just. They're like, "I thought you were Steve this entire time. I'm sorry." And it's like, it's cool. It's fine. I was used to it. So, there you go. Funny story as well. And then you got your options over here. You can change the controls, the graphics, the audio. You know, the regular things you would in a game. So, on to zombies. In zombies, they have this thing called the laboratory, where you can spend elixirs to get, not elixirs, you can spend this Nubilium plasma and get elixirs, and so you can use in game. It gives you, there's 3 different combinations: the 30, the 45, and the 75. For 30, you get 3 random elixirs and a chance of a talisman. For 45, you get 1 guaranteed rare or better elixir, plus 2 random elixirs and a chance of a talisman. And the 75, which is 1 guaranteed rare or better elixir, 2 random elixirs, and a guaranteed talisman. So that's the one I always use, but apparently that's the worst one to use, and frankly, I really don't care. I want to have the talismans more because they grant you really special abilities and stuff, and the elixirs, while they do that, you can only use it once, while if you have a talisman, you can use it the whole game. So it's just better in my opinion. The next one we have create a class. Unlike other Black Ops games, you can only have 4 perks at a time. So what they did is they have 4 perk statues: Danu, Ra, Zeus, and Odin for the Chaos story, and for the Aether story they have Brew, Cola, Soda, and Tonic. So you can select whichever machine or statue you want and put in a specific perk. I'll read them off to you. So, time slip. Equipment cooldown rate increased. Mystery box and pack-a-punch weapons appear faster. Greatly reduced trap and fast travel cooldowns. Quick revive. Shorter delay before regenerating health and increased regeneration rate. Revive players faster. Death perception. See nearby enemies through walls. Receive screen indicators when enemies approach the player from off-screen. Stamina up. Increased movement and sprint speed. Stamina regenerates faster. Electric burst. Reloading causes an electric discharge that damages and stuns nearby enemies. The more empty the magazine, the stronger the damage. Dying wish. Instead of entering last stand, the player goes berserk for 9 seconds. While berserk, they are invulnerable and melee attacks are greatly increased. Afterwards, the player is left with 1 health, and cooldown increases with every use. So, every time you use Dying Wish, it basically means it's going to take longer to regenerate over time. Stone Cold Stronghold. Standing your ground creates a defensive circle, which boosts damage and armor over time while inside. Victorious Tortoise. Shields block damage from all directions when held. When a shield breaks, it will trigger a defensive explosion. Deadshot Dealer. Aiming down sight snaps to the enemy's head. Reduced hip spread and recoil when firing. Removes scope sway. Bandolier Bandit. Carry increased ammo stock. Winner's Wail. When hit by a melee attack, generate a frost explosion that will freeze or slow down enemies nearby. Player can store 2 charges. Mule Kick. Carry an additional primary weapon. And PhD Slider. Slide to build up a charge. Once fully charged, slide into an enemy to trigger an explosion. Gain resistance to explosive damage. So, pretty much we have some returns. Obviously, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, Electric Burst, Deadshot, Mule Kick, and PhD. Well, kind of. PhD Slider is more or less a nerfed version of the PhD Flopper back in BO1, BO2 days. Because, in PhD Flopper, what you would do is you would flop, and it would create an explosion, and it would make you completely immune to explosion and fall damage. So you can literally jump from a really high place and not take any damage, and if you like held a grenade or shot an explosive weapon near your feet, you wouldn't gain any damage. PhD Slider is almost the same, it just really reduces explosive damage, so it's not the same, unfortunately. And the last one is Secret Sauce. It's basically like the Wonder Fizz back in Black Ops 2 Origins and every map in BO3. Well, maybe not every map, but basically a lot of the maps in BO3. What it does, it just gives you a random one of the 13 perks. And I usually run Secret Sauce just because I like to have variety in my game. It's too basic when you just have the same 4 perks all the time. Also, in both the Chaos story and the Ether story, in the Tonic or the Odin slot, that specific perks gains a modifier. What that modifier is, it's more or less, it's more like an overpowered version of it. So, take, let's say, Quick Revive, for example. Gain a movement speed boost after health regeneration starts. So once you start gaining health, you gain a speed boost and you can get away from danger quicker. Reviving grants both players full health and a full movement speed burst. And weapon reload speed is increased. So what that means is when you revive a player, you both get a speed boost to get out of a certain situation. Let's say, like, you're in a really tight spot where you have to revive a player, so you revive them, and then you get out of there, do your speed boost. And what that means about weapon reload speed is increased is back when BO4 launched to about, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, there was no speed cola in the game. Speed cola is basically just reloading your guns faster. So what the people at Treyarch did, they decided that every time you get all 4 perks, you can have speed cola basically. So the modifier for, oops, I didn't mean to select that. Special weapon charge rate and elixir cooldown rate are slightly increased. Well, and I don't have to read that again. So deal increased damage to special enemy weak points. Unlimited full sprint for stamina. Players can fire weapons while sprinting. The reloading stores an electric charge on the player's melee weapon. The next melee attack empowers the weapon to shock enemies for a limited time. The more empty the magazine, the longer the time. So, a player will receive full health when no longer berserk. Enemies killed inside the defensive circle also boost damage and armor. Shield bash attacks can knock down heavy and mini bosses. Gain a damage boost when on a headshot streak. So after you get like a certain number of headshot kills, you get more damage towards the head, which is basically almost like a one shot if it's fully when you're on the headshot streak. Refill ammo of stowed weapons from ammo stock over time. So what that means is if you have a gun out and you fired off some of the bullets, if you take out your other weapon and use that and you go back to your weapon you were using, some of the ammo from the stock will be put into your magazine so you can keep firing. Frost explosion triggers a slowing field around the player for a limited time, and you store an additional charge. So, if any zombies hit you, frost burst will explode and slow down other zombies that get too close to you. Switch weapons faster. The additional weapon will be saved and restored on next mule kick perk purchase. So, if you have a gun in your mule kick slot, and you purchase it again from Odin or Tonic, then you get that gun back. So, you never have to fear of losing your mule kick weapon if you have it on your Odin or Tonic slot. And PhD slider, improved sliding distance, trap immunity while sliding, increased explosion damage when entering a slide from greater heights. So, just so if you just jump and slide, you'll create more of an explosion damage to zombies. Although no one I know has used PhD slider for the explosion effect. They just use it to protect themselves from explosive damage. And secret sauce, it doesn't have a modifier. It just gives you the modifier of the random perk you get. And over here to the right, you have your weapon loadout. So the first one is special weapons. There's 4 unique ones for the Chaos and 4 unique ones for the Ether. For the Chakrams of Vengeance, we have paired Chakrams, one for throwing and another for melee. Hammer of Valhalla, a hammer for wading directly into battle. So you just swing it around. Scepter of Ra, a staff with ranged healing and slowing capability. And Viper and Dragon, a paired whip sword and hand cannon for mid-range flexibility. Those are the Chaos story specialists. And the Ether story, we have the Hellfire, assembled with Russian know-how from the scraps of war and interdimensional combat. The Hellfire flamethrower has incinerated legions of filthy hell pigs. The Overkill, adopted by Dempsey with love and affection from a Group 935 armory, the Overkill minigun can chop meat and cut daisies with the greatest of ease. Path of Sorrows, carried by Takeo Masaki through both victory and sacrifice. The Path of Sorrows is a tragic blade with many more tales to tell, and the Ragnarok DG5. Inspired by designs of the DG4 and perfected in Richthofen's lab, the Ragnarok DG5 converts trace quantities of element 115 into reckless amounts of electricity. And those are the specialists to the Chaos story. Next, we have equipment. You have 5 choosable equipments. You have frag grenades, which are just basic grenades. They explode after a short fuse and can be cooked for holding R1. You have the acid bomb, a canister of highly toxic chemical compound. Acid bombs are really like syntax grenades. When you throw them, it sticks to an enemy and explodes and kills nearby enemies, obviously. The Claymore, plantable directional mine that explodes based on enemy proximity. So if you place it on the ground and it kills the enemies as they walk by. You have the Wraith Fire, blue alchemical flame that burns unnatural terrors, but not people. So it's basically like a Molotov, but instead you can walk through it yourself, your player can walk through it, but any zombies that pass through it will burn from it. And last is the Sentry. It targets and harasses nearby enemies with a barrage of low damage shots. This one is literally like the worst one out of them all because you only get one Sentry and it takes so long to reload, it's not even worth it. And you also have your starting weapon, which is just like World War II in a way, but not so much like World War II. You only have like a specific range of weapons. You have the Welling, the Strife, the RK-5 Garrison, and the MOG in secondaries. The only tactical rifle you can use is the XX Model 07, which is the worst gun in the game, I just want you to know. And the SOG 9mm, which is a submachine gun, which doesn't make any sense. Yes, I get it's automatic, but it's basically a pistol. It reminds me of the LSAT on BO4, basically. So that's for perks and weapons. Over here we have the talismans. There's 4 categories: common, rare, legendary, and epic. Obviously there's a bunch of commons. The rare, there's a little bit less rare, a little bit less legendary, and there's only 3 epics. Obviously the higher the rarity, the harder they are to get, so expect to not have too many of the same talisman. So each talisman has a specific use in the game. So we have, I'm not going to read out through all of them, but what most of them do is it starts you with a certain weapon or a certain perk you can't lose, or it reduces the cost of a perk. And it can also give you more equipment, or you can start with the level 3 specialist. And level 3 specialists are the best specialists because you have so much more ability with the level 3 specialist. And last but not least, in create a class, we have elixirs. We have the classic elixirs, which are on a cooldown. These elixirs you can never lose, but in game, once you use it, you have to wait like 10 to 15 minutes for it to cool down, which is a long time. And especially when you like really need it for a teammate, it sucks not having it. Next we have these are the elixirs you get for spending plasma, and these ones you can use indefinitely. So once you pop it, next round you can use it immediately. These elixirs you can use at any time. You have the common, the rares, the legendaries, and the epics. So again, I'm not going to go through all of them because My throat's already sore from reading off all the perks and just explaining it. And over here we have the armory. This is basically where you unlock the weapons, and then you can level them up to give them attachments. And this makes the weapons either stronger or weaker in game, so yay for that. And you unlock every single weapon at a specific level. Some you already start with, or I should say 2 you already start with, are the Bowie knife and the Welling. Those are unlocked level 1. So it doesn't matter what you do, those guns will always be unlocked. Oh, and another thing about this weapons here is some weapons have this thing called an operator mod. What that means is it has this unique operator, and each one has their own like specialty to it. Let's take the Titan for example. The Oppressor, that's what the operator mod is. When you shoot a zombie, they slow down like that. Or let's do the Strife. It's the best specialist weapon. It has the stiletto knife. This is a lethal melee attack. So you have a knife on the end of your gun, and you can one-stab zombies until round 5. And that's really useful for gaining points and opening up the map and stuff and getting started on Easter eggs. Alright, so I'm going to talk about public matches. Well, actually, I don't have to talk about public matches. It's basically you get together into a public match with random people, and usually they screw you over, so I don't recommend playing with randoms. Always play with someone you're friends with, because, you know what? Randoms suck. Next, we have custom mutations. This is where the game has its own uniqueness compared to others. In this one, you can change what round you want to start on, how many points you want to start with, whether you want the zombies to go fast all the time, whether you want them to go slow all the time, if you want all the boxes on the map, if you don't want all the boxes on the map. You can only use certain weapons. You can start with more health or less health. And basically all that. You can have all the doors open. You can restrict certain perks. You can limit how many downs you can go on before the game just decides, you know what, F you, you're dead. Or you can do that to yourself, rather. The shield, how much health do you want for the shield? If you want it to be, do you want the parts to be highlighted? Do you want to kill the zombies a certain way than normal? Do you want them just to be headshots only? Do you want crawlers? Do you not want crawlers? And how many self-revives you can have, and basically that's it. And also another thing, whether you're playing by yourself or in custom mutations, you can add bots. These bots, they're good. Don't get me wrong. These bots have aimbot, which basically means they can headshot any zombie whatsoever. It doesn't matter. The only thing that really stops them are the special zombies and or traps. Normal zombies, they can't touch these guys. But if you throw them against hellhounds or wardens or, you know, gladiators, whatnot, they're gonna go down pretty easily. So having more bots is helpful, but at the same time, the bots really suck because they automatically kill zombies and they steal all your points that you may need, and they're not helpful for any of the Easter eggs. So don't use bots if you're trying to like, you know, get better at the game. But I guess if you were trying to get better, you would use bots. But normally, the way I see it is, if you want to get better, you play by yourself without any help. Okay? So that's it for custom mutations. Now let's move on to the maps. What they introduced in zombies is this thing called rush mode. you can play with your friends or by yourself. Basically, just the point of the game is to go through rounds, collect a bunch of points, and see if you can get a so-called high score. It starts out kind of, you know, casual, whatnot, but then as you go further in, you start getting a little competitive with your friends, like, oh yeah, well, you're in first place now, but wait until what happens. And each player can get their own specific power-ups and whatnot. I played a game of Rush. I didn't like it so much just because I'm more used to just playing normally and going high rounds and whatnot, so collecting all this points and stuff kind of sucks for me. Then we have the tutorial. If you're new to zombies, you would play this. There's beginner and advanced. Once you complete beginner, it automatically goes to advanced, so there you go. It just teaches you the basics of zombies, like what pack-a-punch is, how to conserve your points, how to revive people, open doors. It's like walking you through it, basically. So over here we have the public matches. You can select a certain map and or select Rush. If you want to do that with randoms, it's probably better that way, because you're actually in public matches. When you're playing on a normal map, you normally want to help out your teammates, but in Rush it seems more of that, oh, you want to actually play against each other, then let's do that, and so you select Rush. For the maps that came on day 1, you have Voyage of Despair, 9, and Blood of the Dead. These 2 maps are for the new story, the Chaos story, which introduced Scarlet, Shaw, Bruno, and Diego, looking for Scarlet's father, because he went missing and left Scarlet a letter. So she was like, let me go find out what this guy wants and everything. Scarlet doesn't really have a good relationship with her father, so, but he said something and she was like, oh God, I think I need to help him. And the Aether story, this is basically, this map right here is between the map Zetsebo and Gorod Krovi, where they go to Alcatraz to get the blood, but something has changed and now they're trapped in Alcatraz and now they have to find a way out. This last one, Classified, it's a special map that came on release date that you had to, well, you don't have to pre-order, but you can buy it separately now. So this one is a remake of the map called 5, but with the Ultimus crew, Dempsey, Nikolai, Richtofen, and Takio. Those are the 4 main characters that Treyarch had introduced back in World at War on Shinonuma. Those guys have come a long way. But you play as them in this one. So, let me start out with the Voyage of Despair, because I don't want to go too far. So let me just go ahead and ready up. I'm gonna play like 10 minutes of each map just to show you what it's like in the perk machines and stuff. If you want to watch the cutscene, you can watch it on your own time, but for right now I just want to get into the map. Let it load and whatnot. Excuse me, it's loading.
Everyone is dead. I am alone. I'm not unfamiliar with such scenarios. I will be fine. I am always fine.
So this is Voyage of Despair. This map is started on the Titanic sinking back in 1912, I believe it said.
I'm Death's messenger.
So, oh, here's one of the perk statues, Danu. This is what she looks like in game. She's very animated, so I love that about this game, is that they actually animated the perk machines.
The doors are sealed. Unless we provide
And I'm gonna show you the locations for the parts, such as the shield and the distillation kit. So you can find the part right there in this room over here on this shelf, and in this room on this chair. That's one part to the shield. The next part is up these stairs. It can be on this box right here, on this railing right here, or outside on this bench where it is. So go ahead and pick it up.
Hopefully it lives up to the stories.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill the zombie. There we go.
So, not everyone is dead. Some are somewhere in between. I will do something. I always do something.
What I love about this one is, what I love about Black Ops 4 Zombies is before there were no subtitles for the game, so if you wanted to catch like a certain quote or of a character saying something, you had to be there. But in this one, you can be across the map and still hear that, or still see that character's quote rather, because you can turn subtitles on in this game. Let me go ahead and kill the zombie. So I'm gonna go downstairs through the staterooms. Gonna open that door.
There must be lifeboats nearby. I should get on a lifeboat.
Oh, and this is the mystery box for the Chaos story. This is what it always looks like in game.
When I dined with Diego last night, this dining room was beautiful. Now it looks more like my bathroom. I had some.
And this is another location where the box can spawn. What I was showing you was the box location of it. That is where the box can, that's a location where the box can spawn. I think there's about 8 on the map, if I'm correct. But I could be wrong. I normally am. Oh, the other thing called the distillation kit. This is for a wonder weapon on the map called the Kraken. I won't get too much into it, but the part for the distillation kit where you can change its ammo type can spawn right here, or, sorry, let me kill those zombies, or right here, which it is.
These tools are foreign to me. Perhaps the chemist knows it.
So I'm just gonna kill a few more zombies, grab the Bowie knife and an extra gun because I love stabbing zombies in the face. It's going to take a little bit more time just because I need zombies to spawn, and zombies really spawn really slow in between rounds.
I have used such a knife before, mostly for cooking meat, easy blistering.
Alright. I'm gonna go grab a gun from the box just to show you what it's like. I also love this one, this box hitting in BO4, because if you don't want a specific weapon, but your friend does, all you have to do is melee the box and it'll give it to him. Since I don't have anyone here, I can't do it now, but in normal games, if I did, I could, if I wanted to. Let me just go ahead and stab some more zombies, get some more points. Go ahead and open up the next door. Another thing I love about these zombies is back in other zombie games you can only sprint for like you can only run for a certain amount of time, but in this one when you press the run once you can run indefinitely, so you don't have to keep stopping because you're out of stamina. You can just keep running from one end of the map to the next without ever having to stop, unless you let go of the left control stick. Let me get some more points. Alright.
Who knew chemistry and alchemy could result in such powerful electrons?
Okay. There we go. It's round 6. So in order to activate the Pack-a-Punch on this map, what you have to do is you have to run all the way to the poop deck from the other side of this ship and get and interact with this thing called the artifact. So you just hold to activate the Sentinel artifact. It will appear, explode, there we go, and activate some other areas that you couldn't access before. So there's 4 pedestals around the map that you have to interact with. This is one on the poop deck. And keep stabbing some zombies while double points is active. Well, it's not active anymore, but I'm gonna just keep killing zombies because I like to have one less on the map. There you go. Alright, I think that's the last one. Alright, so after we activate the Sentinel artifact, it unlocks this place. This is one of the places you couldn't access before. So you come down here, and the last shield part can be right here. It can be downstairs, over on this box next to the wall, which it is. So I picked it up. And the last part can be right here on this box. So this is the engine room, and this part is flooded. By the way, this is also the Odin perk statue. So there you go. You swim down, and you can drain the water from over here, just like that. Then if you swim to the other room, which is, that was the boiler room. If you swim over here to the turbine room, you'll see the second Pack-a-Punch pedestal, which you interact with, and there you go. That unlocks it. That's 2 out of 3. So the other 2 are gonna be on the other side of the ship. So I gotta run all the way over there. And just for future reference, once you get all the shield parts, you build it on this table on the poop deck. This is the only place you can build it.
I'm interested to see how much damage this shield can sustain.
Alright, we're gonna go this way because I'm gonna show you Zeus right now. By the way, that other perk statue that you saw in the dining hall, that was raw. So this is going to be Zeus's location. Look at that.
Everything is.
And the second part to the distillation kit will be right here, which it is, or right here on that table.
Throughout my life, whenever I have been in the presence of such wealth and opulence, violence and deceit were lurking in the shadows.
Remember before how this door was locked? Well, it's not anymore because you activated the artifact. So you come down here, open up the cargo hold, jump down in the water. Here's Pack-a-Punch pedestal number 3. You interact with it. You drain the water right over here. Oh god, I never heard that before. The last part to the distillation kit can be right here, or it can be over here next to that lamp right there. I don't know the exact location because I've never seen it, but all I know is it's right there. So once you drain the water, you go back over. Well, actually, here, let me open up Pack-a-Punch first, show you how it looks on 9 and Voyage of Despair, and then I'm gonna go build the distillation kit and tell you what it does. So here's the last Pack-a-Punch pedal on the bottom staircase of the at the very bottom of the grand staircase, and this is the Pack-a-Punch, where you spend 5,000 points to pack your weapons. Pack-a-Punching just basically makes your weapons stronger, of course. So, oh, and since I didn't show a good shot of Ra, here's Ra, the sun god himself. So, just for, again, future reference, the distillation kit can only be built downstairs in the boiler room. I'll show you exactly where that is, or the engine room. So you come down here from the poop deck, go back underneath to the third class barracks. If you're wondering where I'm getting all these names, if you look in the top left corner of the screen, it'll show you what the name is for each room you're in. So right now I'm in the provisions, and now I'm going to be entering the engine room, which I did, and you built the distillation kit right here. What this basically is once you get the wonder weapon on this map, which is called the Kraken, you shoot an elemental zombie and it will drop a specific part. Let's say like a hand or a skull, and you can, and that's the specific that's the specific ammo type to a specific zombie. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the round and get off this map. So that's it for Voyage of Despair. If you want to learn about the Easter egg, we'll do that another time. So ended game, round 6, not bad. You'll have to excuse me. After every game, you can level up and earn the billion plasma that you can spend in the game. And also it gives you a summary of how many kills you got, headshots, revived, and how long you were playing. So I was about on the mark, 10 minutes. It was really 13 minutes and 22 seconds. And at the bottom there, you can either click circle to be done, or you can press square that will bookmark your game. What that means is if you go to the theater mode, you can see your bookmarked games, and you basically save that forever until you run out of space and you need more. So we're done with 9. I mean Voyage of Despair. So a good interesting thing is you can't change the map when you're on, you can't change the map when you're loaded into one. So what you have to do is you have to back out to the zombies main menu, then you can select the map you want to choose. So next we're gonna do 9. 9 is basically the beginner's map of BO4 because it's such an open area that you can basically run around the zombies and stuff. So let's load into 9, shall we? Again, I'm not going to show the cutscene. I'm only going to, if you want to see the cutscene for yourself, you're probably going to have to go see it somewhere else. Or just, you know, watch it for yourself if you ever get the game. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little bit tired. Alright, a good thing to note is whenever you come into 9, make sure you go up to one of these challenge banders. You see this little rope, you just have to knife it and it releases it. There's 4 banners that every player can have. So there's one for Odin, one for Zeus, one for Ra, and one for Danu. Every time you complete a challenge, it gives you a random challenge every time, so don't expect to have the same challenge more than once. So some of the beginner challenges are consecutive headshots, like I have, knife kills, or equipment kills. So consecutive headshots means just kill 5 zombies in a row, all headshots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oops. Dang it, 5. There we go. The first challenge will always give you a heart. That heart is a self-revive that you can use when you go down and you just automatically revive yourself. That's very helpful in this one because if there's no teammates near you and you feel like you're about to bleed out, you can just self-revive yourself. Okay, the next is knife kills. So
down. Buy yourself enough space to find every crazy fucking hoop
the shield parts on this map, the first part there's one in Ra, one in Zeus, and one in Odin. The Ra one will always be on the top floor right here, or right here. So be keenly aware of that. Let me get some more knife kills.
Almost starting to feel normal.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dad used to tell stories about Danu. According to Celtic lore, she was the mother of the earth. Apparently Mama's kind of a bitch. Way too much of Dad's nonsense is starting to come true. And that Oracle gal didn't sound too optimistic about our chances. Boy, am I gonna give her a surprise when I wrap this shit up and get back to the cave. So much stabbing.
Whoa, chill there, zombies.
The challenge is finished. Another awaits. Bonus points.
Gotta slide under a blade trap. I know exactly where a blade trap is. It's up here on the bridge between Danu and Ra. Turn that on.
Drop the counterweight and nice. Rotating death column.
Alright, to get Pack-a-Punch unlocked on this one, it's very simple. You just gotta... I would recommend doing the first 3 challenges of a banner and get the Z Harmony, because using the Z Harmony kills the champions a lot easier. So to summon a challenge, you just go up to this gong that's That's in one of every,
Big boy incoming.
that's in one in every tower, and they give you random challengers every time. So that one, it just gave me a gladiator and a brawler. On this one, it's probably either gonna give me tigers, a brawler, or a gladiator. And it was a gladiator, which I had a feeling it would be a gladiator. So you just kill the gladiator, collect their head. I know, collect their head sounds crazy. So you come down here. This is to get under the arena. And I don't have enough points to go. You have to go under the arena and then around to the other side to get Zeus and Odin. But I need more points in order to do that, so let me kill some more zombies real quick. Alright, so this is Zeus and Odin. I don't have enough points to open up either, so I gotta get some more kills. Alright, so we're gonna go to Zeus.
That'll stain the tile.
For the next shield part, we find it right here.
Perfectly good water feature.
Right here in this statue's hand. Or, right over here next to this statue's foot. So to summon the challenge, we activate this gong. It's gonna be tigers. Yay.
I designed a kitten launcher when I was a kid. And then it is a joke. But I wouldn't give her a tail launcher.
And then we go across the bridge to Odin. Let me go ahead and kill the gladiator for Odin. And bam. Alright, and the last shield part from Odin can be found right here. Can be downstairs. Right here. And the last location will be right over here. Oh wait, no, not right there. Right here. Which it is. So I'll go ahead and pick that up.
But I'll figure it out.
So once you kill all the gladiators, what you want to do is... Well, first we need to get enough points, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Alright. Let me just go ahead and kill a few more zombies, get some more points, you know. Love my points. Alright, to build this shield, it's always gonna be over here. Right here. This is the only table where you can build the shield. And to unlock Pack-a-Punch, you have to go over here and into the temple. And put the heads you collected from the gladiators on these spikes. It will feed blood all the way to the thing right here. And once it goes all the way up, it explodes and opens up Pack-a-Punch. And there you go. That is Pack-a-Punch on 9. Simple.
Take everything that's not nailed down. I'll find a use for you.
Alright. So, that's it for 9. Let me just go ahead and end round and then end game again, because that's what I do for some odd reason apparently. So there we go. That is 9. Stop yawning. So there you go. When you level up, you unlock a weapon, or before I go any further, let me just click on menus. If you go to progress and unlocks, it'll show you exactly what you're going to unlock at a specific level. So if you're going for a specific gun, a specific perk, a specific elixir, a specific equipment, whatever it is, you check here to see where it unlocks. Okay. And also, yeah, personalization. Excuse me. That unlocks face paint. And here you can learn about the characters from the Chaos crew and the Primus crew. I won't read them off just because it takes too much time. And I really want to go to bed after this. Alright, the last one I'm going to show is Blood of the Dead. So on Blood of the Dead, this is obviously the continuation of After Zetsubo, where they get trapped in the Alcatraz prison. Plays Takeo Misaki. Again, not going to show the cutscenes, so if you want to see that, go on YouTube. They have the intro cutscenes to all of them on the official Call of Duty page, so I might link that in the description. Perhaps, I don't know. But we shall see.
So, then, I am to face my judgment alone. Good. I only pray that the others will share no part in it. That they have been spared.
In this one, it's really easy to get Pack-a-Punch open. I can basically get it open on round 2. It's just, I'll also show other stuff, just basic information that you will need in order to, you know, understand. So there are 2 power switches on this map. There's one to the right and one to the... There's one to the left which activates the west grounds, and there's one inside the prison that activates the prison.
We have power.
So turning on this power switch activates the catwalk so you can get into the prison, which I'm gonna do right now. In this one, zombies will run at you and attack you, so you can't like let these zombies go. You gotta kill them.
Now you are forgiven. broken shell. He's nothing to fear.
Damn it.
He shall fall like
I accidentally killed the zombie. Knew I was going to as soon as I ran at him. Oh well. It's only round 2. It's no big deal.
This smoke will stop me. You are sorry, Mr.
Go.
You
You must kill the warden in order to grab a shield part for the a part for the shield. There's 3 parts, like always. There's always 3 parts. Someone said that in the game. One of the characters say that. So the second part, which is the ghost essence, can spawn on this power box, which it is. It can spawn on that power box right there, or this power box right here. Alright, so now we go down to the Citadel tunnels. Where we activate the second power switch and get on the power, turn on the power. So the last shield part, which is a door, can spawn right there. Right here, which it is. Or right here.
We are not so different with this door and I.
I'm go ahead and flip the switch.
Ah, we have a light again.
New robot here.
This may attract attention.
Put the power on.
It is my honor to greet him.
And go ahead and kill this warden again because he's annoying. So I always build the shield right here. There are 3 buildable desks. One right there, one at the docks, and one at the spawn. But I always build it there just for convenience.
Not anymore. But one part of a greater picture. That I am sure.
Oop. So how to activate Pack-a-Punch, you need to take out your shield and hold R2. This key will zap zombies and steal their souls for a what they call a spectral blast. After you get 6, you get 2 blasts. You come up to the roof, blast that, and Pack-a-Punch is now open.
The Pack-a-Punch. The spirits must have hidden it for safekeeping. I have removed the demon's helmet. Fire as one. More ammo would be a welcome blessing.
Got his ass.
The result will be the same.
Interesting thing to note that on the Pack-a-Punch in both Voyage and on this map can move locations. So if you remember all the locations of where you interact with the Pack-a-Punch pedestals, that's where all the locations of the Pack-a-Punch can spawn. Pack-a-Punch on Blood of the Dead can spawn up here on the roof, which it is right now. It can spawn down where I turned on the second lab switch down at the docks. And the third location is at spawn in the first power switch in that powerhouse. So that's basically it. I would show you how to get the Hell's Retriever, but just because I'm tired, I kind of want to go to bed. So instead, I'll just show you the parts where you can get the acid gat. And also, what you have to do to get the Hell's Retriever. If you look up there, you see that wolf head. If you kill a zombie, which I will do right now, if a zombie comes near me, that is. if you kill a zombie in this general area, what it'll do is the wolf head will pop out, just like that, and eat the zombie.
It appears to be a demon dog.
Once it eats 6, it will retract back into the wall, and the wolf head will glow. There's 3 wolf heads that you need to fill. That one right there. One right over here in this wall. And the last one is all the way back at spawn. You have to run all the way to spawn. Which will take me a while because I run like kind of slow here. And the last one will be here in this new industries building. Right in the back of the room on that wall right there.
This bread, I release you.
And the last part to that acid gat upgrade will be right here. Again, this is another buildable to get alternate ammo for the wonder weapon on this map, which is called the Blunder Gat. And the Blunder Gat is this quad barrel shotgun that shoots 4 bullets at one time. So I'll go ahead and end this round, and then that's it for my live playthrough of BO4. And I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that in some way maybe I've inspired you to actually get the game. Unfortunately, right now, zombies isn't all that interesting just because there's no, like, longevity of it. After you complete the Easter eggs and basically get all the elixirs and talismans, there's nothing more to do. And leveling up seems kind of pointless since all you do is get, all you do is re-unlock your weapons and level them up again. And when you prestige, you get 100 billion plasma and a permanent unlock for your favorite weapon, which isn't all that interesting. So, right now, there's nothing much to do except for the Easter eggs and zombies. But hopefully, somewhere down the line, Treyarch will release some of the things that they promised in zombies, such as I can't remember what it was called, but something like back in BO3, how there was these daily challenges that awarded you XP or liquid divinium that you can use. In this one, there's nothing quite yet, but hopefully it will come soon. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.